129/5000. Hello, everyone. I would like to share these wonderful things with you. I hope your heart will be open and always peaceful, the secret of kindness. Discover these 5 keys to bring daily peace and good fortune into your life. Introduction. Why are we here? Why are we here on this earth? Is it solely to achieve personal success, or is there a greater purpose to our existence? Imagine if life's purpose was not only about personal gains, but about giving back, sharing love, and continuing the legacy of kindness. We are reminded through spiritual teachings, ancient wisdom, and modern psychology that human beings possess something unique: the ability to consciously cultivate happiness and kindness. Principle 1. Love unconditionally, like a mother's love for her child. The first, and perhaps the most powerful, principle of kindness is unconditional love. It's the kind of love that asks for nothing in return and accepts others as they are. A mother's love is often cited as the ultimate example of this boundless form of affection. When we love others unconditionally, we release ourselves from judgments, from expectations, and we allow the people around us to feel safe, cherished, and understood. This form of love has a ripple effect. It brings joy not only to the person receiving the love, but to the giver as well. How often do we love with expectations or hidden conditions? To live this way can prevent the heart from truly opening. When we love others for who they are, not what they can offer us, it invites them to love us in the same way. Principle 2. When love is shared, it grows exponentially. Love, like happiness, grows when shared. Studies have shown that acts of kindness release feel-good hormones in the brain, not only making us feel happier, but inspiring those around us to spread that kindness forward. This is kindness at work, on a scale that reaches far beyond a single moment. When you help someone or offer a kind word, it often inspires that person to do something similar for someone else, creating a positive cycle of empathy and goodwill. Every small act of kindness builds upon itself. A smile, a gesture, or a small favor can go a long way in strengthening connections and fostering an environment where people feel safe and valued. Principle 3. Turn enemies into friends through kindness and forgiveness. The transformative power of kindness extends beyond our immediate circle of friends and family. True kindness and forgiveness have the unique ability to turn even the bitterest enemies into friends. History and personal stories alike offer countless examples of forgiveness bridging gaps that seemed unbridgeable. When we approach others with understanding and a willingness to forgive, we are capable of dissolving grudges and animosities. This not only fosters harmony with those around us, but also brings a profound sense of peace to our own hearts. Holding on to resentment is often compared to drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. By choosing kindness, we set ourselves free from the emotional burden of bitterness and resentment. Principle 4. Living in harmony brings inner peace. Kindness is not just a personal practice, it's a lifestyle that creates peace and security. Imagine a world where you could sleep with unlocked doors, where you're safe in the knowledge that you are surrounded by friends, not foes. This might sound idealistic, but it's closer to reality than we think when kindness becomes a foundation in our lives. In cultures where communal living is still practiced, people often leave their doors open and live without fear of theft or harm. Such communities foster respect, trust, and a deep sense of responsibility toward one another. A person with a kind heart who treats everyone with respect finds that people respond similarly, leading to a life that feels safe and supported. Principle 5. We are our parents' legacy, and we create the legacy for future generations. Our lives are not just our own. We carry within us the legacy of our ancestors, and we are responsible for shaping the lives of those who come after us. Like a tree whose green leaves reflect the health of its roots, the kindness and integrity of our actions today leave a lasting impact on future generations. When we embody kindness, compassion, and respect, We instill these values in our children and those around us. A kind parent raises a kind child, and a compassionate society breeds compassionate citizens. We might not realize it, but every action we take is a message to the next generation about what matters most in life. Conclusion: embracing kindness as a way of life. So, where does that leave us? These 5 principles: unconditional love, sharing kindness, forgiveness, harmony, and legacy are powerful, transformative values that bring true happiness and fulfillment to our lives. When we choose kindness, we choose a life of abundance, peace, and meaning. But what do you think? Could kindness really be the key to a more fortunate, peaceful life? Would the world change if we all committed to these principles? Introduction: why kindness? Why do we often hear that kindness is a virtue, or that it has the power to transform lives? At a time when the world can feel divisive and rushed, kindness can be the glue that holds us together and reminds us of our shared humanity. But kindness goes beyond simple acts. It's a way of life, a force that has the potential to change not just our individual lives, but the lives of everyone around us. What if I told you that by embracing kindness, you could unlock peace, happiness, and even fortune, and that these rewards come not from material pursuits but from a generous spirit? The world is busy and chaotic, filled with struggles, but when we make kindness a priority, we find that we live more harmoniously and create a ripple effect of positivity. Below, I'll dive into 5 principles of kindness that not only enrich our lives, but also bring us lasting joy. And perhaps, after understanding these, you'll see kindness not merely as a virtue, but as a powerful, life-altering force. Principle 1. Unconditional love, love like a mother's love. The first principle is unconditional love, a type of love that expects nothing in return. A mother's love is often used to describe this powerful concept. A mother loves her child deeply, regardless of imperfections or faults, simply for who they are. This kind of love is rare because it demands that we let go of our ego, of our need to receive. It requires us to love purely and without conditions. This kind of love is transformative. When we offer it to others, we help them feel safe, valued, and supported. And in doing so, we create an environment of trust and respect. But how do we cultivate this love for others, especially those we may not know well? Unconditional love requires that we see people as they are, without judgment or expectation. It's challenging, but it's possible. And in the end, it brings us a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Imagine living in a world where everyone loved each other unconditionally. Conflicts would be resolved with empathy, and judgments would give way to understanding. This is the power of unconditional love, a kindness that transcends differences and allows us to see each other as part of one larger family. Principle 2. The multiplicative power of shared kindness. One of the most beautiful truths about kindness is that when it is shared, it multiplies. This concept is often called the ripple effect of kindness. When we show kindness to one person, it often inspires them to show kindness to others, creating an ongoing cycle of positivity and goodwill. Let's consider a simple example. Imagine you smile at someone on the street who is having a bad day. Your smile could change their mood, prompting them to carry that positivity into their interactions with others. Perhaps they pass that kindness forward, helping a stranger in need, who then helps someone else. The cycle continues, and what began as a small gesture from you has created a wave of kindness that reaches far beyond what you could have imagined. Studies have even shown that acts of kindness release feel-good chemicals in the brain, both for the person giving and receiving kindness. These feelings of happiness and warmth aren't just temporary. They reinforce the desire to engage in further acts of kindness, making kindness a self-sustaining source of joy and fulfillment. Principle 3. Kindness and forgiveness transform enemies into friends. Kindness holds a transformative power, one that can turn even the most bitter enemies into friends. In a world filled with disagreements and differences, the capacity for forgiveness and understanding is essential. Instead of harboring grudges or allowing anger to fester, kindness allows us to forgive, to release resentment, and to move forward in peace. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions, but rather about freeing ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. When we choose to forgive, we create space in our hearts for compassion and empathy. This act of kindness benefits both parties. It allows the forgiven person a chance to make amends, and it brings peace to the forgiver. Imagine a world where people forgave more readily, where conflicts were resolved through understanding instead of hostility. Such a world would be one of harmony and mutual respect. And on a personal level, embracing kindness as a means of resolving conflicts can bring a sense of calm and inner peace that is invaluable. Principle 4. Kindness creates a life of harmony and safety. Kindness is more than just a virtue. It's a lifestyle that cultivates harmony and safety. Think of a community where everyone treats each other with respect, where people are friendly and supportive, and where doors remain unlocked because trust is the foundation. Such communities exist, and they show us the potential of a world where kindness is a priority. Living in harmony with others reduces stress and anxiety, allowing us to sleep peacefully at night, knowing we are surrounded by friends, not enemies. Kindness fosters connections that make us feel safe, supported, and loved. When we act kindly toward others, they often respond in kind, creating a positive feedback loop that benefits everyone involved. Creating a harmonious environment doesn't require grand gestures. It can begin with something as simple as a smile, a helping hand, or a word of encouragement. These small acts of kindness build trust and foster a sense of security. They remind us that, despite the challenges and difficulties we may face, we are not alone. Principle 5. We are the continuation of our ancestors' legacy. Our lives are not just our own. We are the continuation of our ancestors, carrying forward the values and lessons they passed down to us. Just as a tree's green leaves reflect the health of its roots, our actions today affect not only our own lives, but also those of future generations. This is the 5th principle of kindness. We are part of a legacy, and it is our responsibility to pass on the values of compassion, respect, and generosity. When we choose to live with kindness, we create a legacy of love that will impact generations to come. A kind parent raises a kind child, who, in turn, spreads kindness to others. A compassionate community fosters compassionate citizens. This ripple effect of kindness has the power to shape not only our present but also our future, creating a world where kindness is the norm rather than the exception. Imagine the world we could create if everyone understood the importance of kindness as a legacy. Instead of passing down wealth or possessions, we would bequeath a legacy of love and compassion, leaving behind a world that is better for our having been in it. The peace and fulfillment kindness brings to you. Kindness is not merely an outward gesture, but a state of inner peace and fulfillment. When we are kind to others, we are also kind to ourselves. We release the burdens of anger, resentment, and judgment, making room for love, compassion, and joy. When we give kindness, we tap into a deep well of love and peace that is already within us. Kindness is not something we need to acquire. It is something that is always there, waiting to be expressed. This realization brings a profound sense of calm and contentment, reminding us that true wealth lies not in what we have, but in what we give. In a world that often emphasizes material success, kindness reminds us that true happiness and fulfillment come from within. By giving kindness, we create a life that is rich in meaning and purpose. Conclusion: kindness is the ultimate source of good fortune and peace. When we embrace kindness as a way of life, we invite peace, joy, and abundance into our lives. These 5 principles: unconditional love, sharing kindness, forgiveness, harmony, and legacy, show us that kindness is more than a virtue. It is a path to a life filled with meaning and fulfillment. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to change the world. And as we practice kindness, we find that the greatest rewards are the peace and happiness that come from within. So the next time you have an opportunity to show kindness, remember that you are not only making the world a better place, you are also enriching your own life in ways that money or status could never achieve. Let kindness be your guide, and may you find peace and happiness in every act of compassion you share. Thank you for listening to these shares with me. I wish you peace and happiness. Goodbye and see you again.